Happy New Year, it's January 2023. I hope you've all had a good Christmas and looking forward to the new touring season. Well, we'll be out touring soon, but in this video I want to show you the Colapz waste pipes I've bought. Well, these were suggested to me in a comment a while back now, so I thought I'll give them a try. And I've purchased a couple of other items because I want to make an improvement to one of the external lockers in the Caravan. So let's have a look at the Colapz pipes first. Here it is, the Flexi Waste pipe kit. The kit comprises of 4 pipes, a storage bag and a cleaning brush. And on the reverse you've got instructions and accessories and spares. I'll open the box and we'll have a look at its contents. There's the cleaning brush with a stainless steel chain, the 4 pipes and a storage bag with the Colapz tag. When the pipes are fully collapsed they are 1/2 metre long, and when they're fully stretched they're 1 metre long. But you can have them as long as you want and you can bend them and they stay in shape. I've always used this 28.5mm flexible waste pipe, but the only trouble with this, you're always fighting with it and it doesn't always stay in the position you want it to stay at. So looking at the Colapz pipes, these are going to be ideal because they stay where you want it to stay. Looking at the Colapz pipe in a bit more detail, you've got a spigot end and a socket end. If I hold this flexible pipe up against the socket end, you could say the outside diameter is the same. So that means when I use this 32mm domestic waste pipe on the Caravan outlet, the socket end of the Colapz should fit into this 32mm fitting. I've got a bit of Thetford seal lubricant for the O-ring, so that should go straight in. Perfect fit. And then you've got the spigot end facing downstream, meaning if you need to connect another one, you've got the socket end facing upstream, which is the correct way around, and they just slot together. Most grey waste drainage points have a hole in the top of the gully to allow you to slot the pipe in. Now the trouble with these pipes is when you lay it along the ground, let's say this is the ground, and you slot this into the hole, you're left with a kink like that and it holds water up the pipe. Unless you've got a brick or a stone to drop on it to bring it down to ground level, you've got that water stood in the pipe. What I like about these is you can bend that down, slot it into the hole, and it looks like you can keep that water flowing. We'll have a look at the cleaning brush next. This is the stainless steel chain. It's got a ring on both ends. So I'll put this end onto the end of the brush, like that. To clean the pipes, it tells you to fully extend them, drop the chain in, then the brush, and pull the brush through, and that cleans the pipe. Now it didn't feel like there was much resistance there, so I feel that it would need pulling through several times. Alternatively, I suppose you could clean them from either end like that. That reaches to midpoint, and from that end it reaches midpoint. But the only trouble doing it this way, fully collapsed, is you can't clean in between the ribs. So there you have it, the Colapz waste pipe kit. All 4 pieces together, fully extended, gives you a maximum length of 4 metres, but I suppose you can buy an extra kit and keep adding to it and have as much length as you need. This is the other item I've bought. It's a mains cable carry bag. I've not bought it to store the cable, I bought it to store my flexible waste pipe. Let's have a look at it. It's got a carry handle. I suppose you can also use that to hang it up. A zip that goes halfway round. And let's see if the pipe fits. That's a snug fit. I think what I'll do is, after using the pipe, shake as much water out of it as possible, put it in the bag, and then leave the bag partially open, because there's going to be that residual water left in the pipe and I don't want condensation forming on the inside of the bag. So leaving it partially open gives that ventilation. So now I've got my longest flexible pipe in my new storage bag, and I've got all my shorter bits in this Bailey bag. I got this bag from the NEC a few years ago. What I'm going to do is see how I get on with the Colapz pipe kit. I'm still going to carry these with me for the time being, but if it turns out I don't need them, I can always store them in the garage. The bag was £7.50 and the pipe kit £34. The final task I want to do in this video is to improve and tidy up one of the lockers in the Caravan. I bought small storage boxes and a sheet of plastic to level up the uneven floor. So let's go and have a look. This is the locker in question. Lots of loose items in here for waste pipes and toilet chemicals. I'll get it emptied out and I'll show you the problem I've got. Now the locker's empty, you can see the problem. It looks like this tray with its curved ribs is made for gas bottle storage, and that makes it really awkward for storing items such as your chemical bottles. You have to arrange everything around the ribs. So what I want to do is get some PVC board and cover the ribs so that I've got a clear flat surface. You might think, why not take the tray out? Well, I don't want to do that in case any of the chemical bottles sprung a leak and it'll soak into the Caravan floor. Well, this tray has got this upstand all the way around the perimeter and it'll contain any spillages or leaks. And these ribs are lower than the upstand, so even with the false flooring, it'll still be lower than the sides. I'll make sure it's nice and clean before I cover it. Then I know there's no muck trapped underneath. I'm going to put this piece of wood at the back here to help support the new floor. I always carry that piece of wood in the other locker in case I ever have to use the jack on soft ground. Take a measurement, 380mm wide by 508mm long. To line the locker floor, I went down to Wickes and bought this 3mm surface protection sheet. It's used for protecting floors and worktops if ever you're doing any work in your property. It's a Corex board, it's like a corrugated plastic, and it's extremely light. The big moment. that's a nice fit, and I can always double it up if I need a bit more strength to it. I'm going to use these 4 baskets to store everything in. They're around £1 each from Pound Stretcher. They should fit comfortably in here. If I use less than 4, they'll start sliding about when you're travelling. So 4 of them, they're held together and they're not going to move around. Oh, I've laid the baskets out how they would sit in the locker. I'll put the Malenko Stacker Jacker there. There's room around here for other small items. Tie and wire, string, you never know when you might need that. That can go in there. Elson Organic, I'll put that in that basket. Roller duct tape, there again, you never know when you might need it. Go there. Thetford additives, tank cleaner, flush tank aqua rinse. Got a new duo pack here, cassette aqua chem blue additive, eucalyptus that one. And this is a new one, grey water fresh concentrated. Some sample packs of additives. Thetford seal lubricant. And a selection of waste pipe fittings. They can go in there. Couple of straight connectors there for the flexible grey waste. PTFE tape, you never know when you might need that on the service pitch tap. Y piece for the flexible waste pipe. That's a little bit long to fit in the basket, but it should sit in there with the Elson. And stainless steel hooks that I use for me grey waste down the side and the back of the Caravan. Right, I'll go and get the baskets in the locker. All the baskets have gone in nicely and I won't have any items rolling around now whilst I'm travelling. Well, the cost, the Proplex protection sheet was £4.20. Comes in a 1.2 by 1 metre sheet, 3mm thick. And with the baskets, there's a total cost here of around £9. Well worth it, in my opinion, to get this locker organised. I'm going to put the Colapz pipe cleaning brush in this back tray. I've put all the Colapz pipes in the storage bag. And what I'm going to do with this is lay it on top there. And we're all sorted. The flexible waste pipe I've got in its new storage bag, I'll carry that in the gas locker. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'd like to wish you all the very best for the 2023 touring season. See you on the next video. And also, thank you very much for all your comments throughout the year and all the thumbs up.